Reflection. 555. A seeker friend has posed the question, what is creative bliss? Let us briefly reflect upon this question. 1. Creative bliss is the direct in-depth realization of the real meditation. 2. Creative bliss manifests in understanding how the process of existence was created and how it continues ceaselessly, effortlessly, and eternally as self-sustaining, self-maintaining system. Creative bliss is understood through the dissolution of the 4 states of mind, the 4 states of bodies, the 4 levels of speech, or the 4 layers of consciousness as conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and universal consciousness. 4. Creative bliss is the understanding of timeless by the timeless, direct perception of reality by reality itself, which is timeless state as universal consciousness. 5. Brahma, or universal consciousness, is said to be a timeless state. Beyond time and the timeless lies the transcendental, the ineffable, para-Brahma, as the wordless nothingness. Time is equal to duality, fragmented consciousness. Timeless equals non-duality, Brahma, universal consciousness. 6. Creative bliss is the primordial seed form of the 5 elements, that is Panchabhutas, which is none other than Brahman, as universal consciousness itself. 7. Creative bliss, Brahma. Creative bliss, Atma, universal consciousness. Creative bliss, it's Ishvara, God principle. Creative bliss, Turiya, Para, the transcendental state. The process of creative bliss. 8. Creative bliss is the complete dissolution of the fragmented dual mind operating within dualistic mind. It is the realization, through deep understanding, of the illusory nature of the dual mind sensory experiences as consciousness. 9. Creative bliss is the direct perception of the process of existence by existence itself. 10. Creative bliss is the direct perception of the universal consciousness by the universal consciousness itself. 11. Creative bliss is the direct perception of the illusory I process by the illusory I process itself. 12. Creative bliss is the realization of the ground of creation by the ground of creation by itself. 13. Creative bliss is the direct perception of what is by what is. 14. Creative bliss is the realization of the cycle of birth and death by the cycle of birth and death itself. 15. Thus, creative bliss is self-realization, enlightenment, liberation, nirvana, or the union of fragmented consciousness and the universal consciousness, the necessary conditions for the manifestation of creative bliss. Creative bliss does not manifest until an awakened master like J. Krishnamurti enters into one's life, and one is truly ready to be receptive to the direct self-knowledge. 17. Essentially, this bliss is realization of existence process as understanding and direct insight into the consciousness process, from the top layers of consciousness to the deepest root of consciousness. 18. Until the identification with the mind and senses is undermined through understanding of mind process, creative bliss does not manifest. 19. Until one can remain amidst the experiences of the mind and senses, while maintaining unwavering equanimity and non-dual intelligence as non-dual witness, true creation does not unfold as unfolding of consciousness, which is self-realization. Until the illusory nature of the dual mind is realized by the dual mind itself, creative bliss remains unmanifested. 21. Until the illusory nature of the I is truly understood by the I, the creative bliss does not get manifested. 22. Until an intense longing to know, who am I, awakens in the depths of one's being, creative bliss remains beyond one's reach. 23. Until it is truly grasped that the illusion of I and the illusion of the world are a joint phenomenon, creative bliss remains veiled. 24. If the physical world exists, then the illusion of I exists along with it as joint consciousness phenomenon. 25. If the illusion of I exists, then the things of the physical world must accompany it jointly. 6. The gross or subtle nature of the world does not change this fact of joint consciousness phenomenon as observer is observed. Until one completely understands what the mind is up to its root, creative bliss does not arise. 28. The root of suffering is ignorance of the process of mind by itself. 29. Until one realizes that ignorance of the mind process is the root cause of suffering, creative bliss does not manifest. 30. Until attachment to the mind dissolves through direct understanding, creative bliss remains elusive. Until one realizes the futility of desires, ambitions, and mechanical spiritual practices, creative bliss does not appear. 32. Until one grasps the emptiness of mechanical devotion practice, word chanting, ritualistic worship, and prayer with desires, creative bliss does not unfold. Until one understands the emptiness of seeking status, wealth, fame, and recognition, creative bliss does not manifest. Until one develops true discernment, viveka, and detachment, vairagya, creative bliss remains hidden. 35. Until one attains the state of observation without the observer, creative bliss does not appear. 36. Until one realizes that the waking state is as much an illusion as the dream state, creative bliss remains unattainable. The mind experiences are similar to a projection of mirror images in the mirror. Until it is understood that all thoughts, emotions, pleasures, pains, desires, fears, and ambitions are mere self-projections, creative bliss does not manifest. 39. Until one realizes that birth and death are also self-projections, creative bliss does not appear. 40. Until one understands that the fundamental nature of the five elements is an observer-observed phenomenon, creative bliss remains veiled. 41. Until it is directly realized that the observer itself is the observed, creative bliss does not arise. 43. The ultimate realization, I am the world and the world is me. 44. The observer is the observed. This realization is the key to self-knowledge and creative bliss. The entire subjective, collective, and objective world is an observer-observed phenomenon. 47. If one deeply understands that the I is merely a transient illusion and that the world is nothing but a projection within the I, creative bliss manifests instantly. 48. Complete dissolution of the illusory self is self-realization. 49. Complete dissolution of experience is Vedanta, Ved being a experience. 50. Complete dissolution of the observer-observed phenomenon is creation. 51. Complete dissolution of consciousness is enlightenment. 52. Complete dissolution of self to its very root is true creation. The final key. 53. The transformation of dualistic awareness into the non-dual awareness out of understanding of mind process is the key to self-realization. 54. Non-dual awareness is rare, ultimate, and profound key to self-realization. 55. Until we realize that the feeling of I is an addiction, the creative joy does not arise. 56. Until we realize that existence is self-projection, the creative joy does not arise. Until we truly realize that all experiences are self-projection, the creative joy does not arise. Until we realize that all physical activities are self-projection, the creative joy does not arise. Until we realize that all mental activities are self-projection, the creative joy does not arise. 60. Listening, observing, and insight through understanding a non-dual nature of consciousness as observer is observed is a process of the creative bliss. Until we realize that all ego activities are self-projected, the creative joy does not arise. 62. Until we realize that the four states are self-projection, the creative joy does not arise. Until we realize that thoughts, feelings are self-projection, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we realize that all emotions, feelings, aspirations are self-projection, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we realize that pleasure, pain, sorrow, anger, desire, fear, greed are self-projections, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we realize that the incident of birth and death is self-projection, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we realize directly that the basic nature of the five elements is non-dual observer, observed, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we understand that the mind is a self-projection, illusion-producing machine, the creative joy does not arise. Until we understand that the nature of mind is self-knowing the self, the creative joy does not arise. Until we understand that there is no independent seer in the world other than the five elements as objects seen, the creative joy does not arise. Until we understand that there is no independent soul, independent God other than the five elements, the creative joy does not arise. Until we understand that experience is the experiencer, the creative joy does not arise. Until the ignorance as the illusion that I am a separate individuality is completely gone, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we do not understand that I and the world is a combined joint psychophysical, imaginary, virtual non-self process, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we do not understand the direct meaning of Aham Brahmasmi, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we do not understand that the dualistic self is an illusion, and the entire universe is created from this dualistic illusory self, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we do not understand that I am the world and the world is me, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we understand that all the happenings in the world are Brahman, as observer-observed phenomena, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we understand that self is an illusion, and the world is also an illusion arising in self, the creative joy does not manifest. Until we understand that observer is observed is truly the key to self-realization, the creative joy does not manifest. 81. Until we understand that the entire internal universe, the outward world, is an observer-observed phenomenon, the creative joy does not manifest. 82. The realization that the outer universal world or inner individual world is five material observer-observed phenomenon is the essence of spirituality. 83. The complete cessation of the four states of the seer seen is the essence of spirituality. The mind which has forgotten the feeling of me and mine completely is the realized mind. 84. If one realizes that the sense of self has no independent existence, but that the sense of I and the world are a joint mind-matter phenomenon, then the process of existence immediately becomes aware of process of itself, which is the creative joy. 85. Complete eradication of self up to its root is self-realization. 86. Complete eradication of experience up to its root is Vedanta. Complete eradication of observer-observed phenomenon up to its root is creation. Complete eradication of consciousness up to its root is realization. 89. Complete eradication of self up to its root is creation. Anyway, this contemplation will be understood immediately by the serious seekers. This is the essence of all our contemplations, which is the essence of true spirituality. 90. Transformation of dualistic intellect into non-dualistic intellect out of understanding of mind process is the key to self-realization. This is the understanding of art of non-duality, which is understood rarely by human mind.